3 games to go. This is it. 3 games to go. And when you look at this, it's going to be a huge game. Toronto in the American League just needs to win one. If they win one, that's it. If Texas loses one, that's it. Oakland and Toronto will be fighting for position. Same with Kansas City and Baltimore. That's good for them. Baltimore and Kansas City will be fighting for a home field advantage in the wild card round. The Twins will have it in the other round. And look at New York and Minnesota for overall record for the World Series. They're equal, 94 and 65 with 3 to go. So they're trying to get home field advantage in the World Series. So no. It was the All-Star game. I got to take a look at that. I forget who won the All-Star game. But the All-Star game, we'll take a look at that now. So here's the New York Mets. This was July, AL versus NL in the All-Star game. When was it? July 17th. So we're going to take a look at that. Scores. July 17th. And the American League won 6-0. So the AL will host the World Series. They will host the World Series. So we're going to be about ready to go. This is going to be big. Atlanta and St. Louis, we're going to do that again because that is the biggest game. I mean, that is the biggest game out of any. Right now, Atlanta and St. Louis. In St. Louis, Doyle Alexander is 10-12, a 3.59 ERA, and Rick Wise, 14-16, a 3.19 ERA. So we are ready to go. And we're going to be underway here. So here it is, Rick Wise to start. Matthews, Horner, and Murphy, both Atlanta and St. Louis, have the same record. To give you an idea, Florida plays Atlanta in the last 2 games. Taking a look at Atlanta right here. Well, we will after this. So Rick Wise, first batter, that'll be on the ground. What a stop, but he just knocks it down, and it's an infield hit. And that's big. So Bob Horner now will be up. So taking a look. There it is. Well, we'll take a look right now. You see a lot of things, not even a hit in the Washington Senators Minnesota game. Minnesota won the league, Florida leading 5-0. That's really big. Florida could lose. I mean, Florida's winning big in the 3rd inning. Here's Bob Horner. High into right field. And that's going to be a base hit. Atlanta has the first 2 hits. So Atlanta and St. Louis have the same record. They're 6-7. We're all looking at Philadelphia. We're all looking at the National League here. Here's Dale Murphy. Struck out 4 times yesterday. Struck out yesterday to end the game. High pop fly, right field. And underneath, that's going to be the first out. They will not advance. So Bernie Carbo has a good arm. That's going to be 1 out. Here's Chris Chambliss. So Chambliss, then Harper, as Rick Wise is ready to go. That's going to be on the ground. 6-4, and that'll be 2 outs. Look at the beautiful background. Beautiful day here in St. Louis. That's going to be 2 outs. Terry Harper, left field. So Harper high, and this will be foul. They could get him. And underneath, they do get him. Now, yesterday, Atlanta wasted a lot of their opportunities. And it came back and bit them in a loss. And they do the same thing now. So bottom of the first, 2, 5, and 8. We'll check all the scores. McBride, Cruz, and Simmons. Doyle, Alexander, 10 and 12. Very big. And that's to left field. And this one is caught, 1 out. So Doyle Alexander pitching. Harper got it. And that's going to be 1 out. Big McBride is done. There are a lot of speedsters on both these teams. Here comes Jose Cruz, left field. Cruz, that'll be on the ground. Third to first, 6-3 to 5-3. 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, and Ted Simmons. Ted Simmons on the ground. He'll just take it and step on first base. So, bottom of the first inning, the score, 0-0. We go to the second. Well, right now, so I'm taking a look at a couple things really quick. And give me a second real quick. Viewing the channel, I just want to make sure everything is going right now. And looking good. Right now it looks good. I mean, my thing just keeps going up and down and up and down. Here's Puckaroba from Rick Wise. Struck him out, 1 out. Top of the second inning, 1 out. And Ramirez, Rafael Ramirez, finally hit in that Minnesota-Washington game. Ramirez on the ground, swallowed up, 6-3, 2 outs. Two outs. And here's Benedict. High, and this should be foul. Are they going to be able to catch this? Yeah. Atlanta doesn't get anybody on. Good stop by St. Louis. We go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, you have Carbo, Torre, and Brock. Here's Bernie Carbo, 238. I mean, the averages have been down to this year. And that's 4-3, 1 out. It's been a pitcher's league, it really has. Not many people above 300. Here's Joe Torre, hitting 258. On the ground. Oh, and a base hit. So Joe Torre will get on. So Torre gets on first. The winner of this game has an absolute tremendous advantage. A huge advantage. Lou Brock.
Strike 3.
Struck him out. 2 outs. So Torre is on first base. No stolen bases. Not the fastest in the world. Ted Sizemore. High into right field. Will it hit in? Yes, it will. It'll be on the ground. A nice diving stop. to stop it from getting to the wall. Are they going to go home? They are. Torrey will get home, and it is 1-0 St. Louis. Sizemore's 53rd RBI, and it is 1-0 St. Louis. So here's Ken Reitz. Reitz. What a catch, and this time they make the catch. We go to the third inning, St. Louis with a 1-0 lead. Out of town scoreboard. National League, Florida leading, that is big. Minnesota, well that's all over. Texas leading Kansas City. Arizona, nothing there. Philadelphia hasn't started. Toronto, nothing yet. Might go down to the last day. Glenn Hubbard. On the ground, and that's going to be 1 out. One out. Top of the third inning, here's Gary Matthews. He had a good hit yesterday. He's 1 for 1 today.
Strike 3.
Struck him out, but then he runs after it gets by. The throw to first, and Matthews is out. So he strikes out and gets thrown out at first. 2 outs. And now Bob Horner, 1 for 1. Horner high into left field. It's caught 3 outs. Bottom of the third coming up. Bottom of the third inning, Mike Tyson. Hitting 195, Doyle Alexander. Struck out, Tyson, 1 out. Bottom of the third inning, St. Louis. Now St. Louis plays Florida. Atlanta, I believe they play the Mets. I got to take a look. I'll take a look after this game. This is big. Bake McBride.
Strike 3.
Struck him out, and that's going to be the third strikeout for Doyle Alexander. And 2 outs on the ground and a base hit. So right now it's going to be 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. Here's Simmons. On the ground, swallowed up. Nobody there. We go to the fourth. It's 1-0 St. Louis. Fourth inning, Murphy, Chambliss, and Harper. Here's Dale, 31 home runs. Yesterday he struck out 4 times. Not a good 2-game series. Oh, he hits that hard. Oh, what a catch, and he goes in the stands. 1 out. And here's Chris Chambliss. High and caught. 2 outs. So it's going to be 2 outs. So Harper. Top of the fourth, 2 outs. Terry Harper, 0 for 1. Struck him out. Wow, I'll tell you what, they are going down. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0 St. Louis. Joe Torre scoring all the way from first on that one. Bernie Carbo, then Joe Torre, Lou Brock. Doyle Alexander, 46 pitches. Here comes Carbo. And that one is a base hit, so they start off with somebody on and nobody out. So that's huge for St. Louis. St. Louis hoping to be absolutely on fire and come all the way back. Here's Joe Torre, 1-for-1. 6-0 Florida leads. That's on the ground. 6, 4, 3. And they get him, and that's going to be 2 outs. 2 outs, and Lou Brock, the DH. Brock high center field. And they get it 3 outs. 3 outs. We go to the 5th, 1-0. So Pocoroba, Ramirez, and Benedict. So here's Pocoroba. Hitting .251, top of the 5th inning. Rick Wise, only 45 pitches in a gigantic game.
Strike 3.
Struck him out. The winner will get at least a 1-game lead. I believe if St. Louis loses and Florida wins, it'll be St. Louis or Atlanta. I forget which one has to sweep. So here's Ramirez. That'll be on the ground. 5-3, the throw, it's 2 outs. We're in the top of the 5th, and Bruce Benedict, the catcher, hitting .252. He's not the everyday catcher. Benedict on the ground. They pick it up. 4-3, they get the out. Go to the bottom of the 5th. St. Louis 1, Atlanta nothing. Wow. What a game after the 5th inning. We'll check. Minnesota is not looking good. Ted Sizemore. He's 1-for-1. He has the only RBI of the game. Well, Alexander's still in the liner, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Ken Reitz, 0-for-1. High pop fly. Underneath. Make the catch, 2 outs. Two outs. And Tyson will be on the ground, short to first, and 3 outs. Wow, quick game. They go to the 6th, 1-0. Quick game. Taking a look. Looking at the live chat. Right now, nobody in there. Take a look at this. 1 viewer, thank God, 1 person. Taking a look very quickly, the out-of-town scoreboard. Florida winning by a lot. Arizona over the Mets. San Francisco winning. They want to get in the playoffs. They just need 1 more win. Philadelphia and Montreal, that's a big game. Chicago beat Tampa Bay, no consequence. Kansas City is now leading Texas 2-1. So if Kansas City wins, Toronto is in no matter what. Toronto is trying to move up. They're a hot baseball team. Here's Glenn Hubbard. Here in the 6th. Hubbard hits the nub. Picked up. Throw to first, 1 out. 1-0 the game. As a hit by, I believe it was Sizemore, scored Joe Torre. Here's Gary Matthews, 1-for-2. High and deep to center field. Will this go? And this will be caught. It is caught by Big McBride. Big McBride. And it is 2 out. What a catch. My goodness. You want to talk about playoffs. This might have did it. Good night. Watch this. And what a... Oh, my. 2 outs and Bob Horner. And to left field. And what a catch. 3 outs, we go to the bottom of the 6th, 1-0 St. Louis. Bottom of the 6th inning, McBride, Cruz, and Simmons are looking to try and get insurance, and that'll be unassisted, 1 out. So Bob Horner steps on first. Here's Jose Cruz, 1 for 2. So 1 for 2 is Jose Cruz. To left. And caught 2 outs. Two outs. And Ted Simmons 0 for 2. Simmons, and that's going to be to left field, but caught on a line drive. They can't get insurance. We go to the 7th, it's 1-0. So Atlanta right now, this is a big, big game for both these. Only 1 score. And now with St. Louis, here's Murphy, Chambliss, and Harper. And Dale Murphy jammed him. He's going to hit it opposite field. Underneath, and it's going to be caught 1 out. So Arizona now leading the New York Mets. Kansas City leading Texas. Florida, big game. Rick Wise against Chris Chambliss now. Chambliss, that'll be on the ground. Short, the first 2 outs. I'll tell you what, right now, Dale Murphy has not had a good 2-game series. At all. I don't think he's got a hit. Here's Harper. Terry Harper's 0 for 2. That'll be on the ground. 3-1, and they get it there. So Atlanta, we go to the 7th. Enjoy the stretch. So Carbo, Torre, and Brock. Here's Bernie Carbo. Bottom of the 7th, 1-0. Hit that, and that's a base hit. And a base hit there. A double! Oh, look at this. He extends it into a double. And Bernie Carbo gets to say, this is big. Because if they can get an insurance run, this would be huge. Here's Joe Torre, 1 for 2. He got on and he scored all the way from first. Walked him. Doyle Alexander is still in the game. And he's thrown 95 pitches. Here we go, Lou Brock, the DH. That'll be on the ground. They pick it up. Everybody moves. They throw to second. Did they get him? Yes, they did. That's 1-6 on that. 1 out. They got corners right now. Carbo, sacrifice position. Ted Sizemore hitting 295. 1 for 2 today as the only RBI of the game. Can he get a sac fly or something? They go to second on the steal. They safe. Lou Brock now is 49th stolen base. Sizemore again, 1 out. They take away the double play. This is big. They got a new pitcher in. And that guy's going to get a base hit. 1 run will score. It's 2-0. They're going to send a guy around. It's going to be 3-0. They come home. He's going to be safe. It's 3-0 St. Louis. Rick Mueller giving up that hit. He's the new pitcher, and Mueller's upset. He was in yesterday. Here's Ken Reed, 0 for 2, bottom of the 7th. High pop fly. Wish he could do that here. That's going to be 2 outs. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Here's Tyson. 0 for 2. Struck him out. No, he didn't. He just didn't. All right. All I had to do was just hit the plus again, and we're good. Top of the 8th inning, Pocoroba, Ramirez, and Benedict. Pocoroba 0 for 2. High into left field. Will that hit the ground? It will, so Atlanta gets a man on. Their third base hit, their first, I believe, since the first inning. So they went innings 2 through 7 without a hit. And here's Ramirez. Rick Wise has pitched a really good game today. Struck out 4, walked none, only 3 hits. Right now he has a runner on first. Here's Ramirez, nobody out, down 3-0 for Atlanta. That's going to be a shot and a base hit, so 2 are going to be on. It'll be first and third. And now if you're St. Louis, you're nervous. Pocoroba gets on. And here's third, and he's in sacrifice position. Here's Ramirez, Benedict, the catcher. Rick Wise is still in after 75 pitches. Here's the pitch. On the ground, will they go home? No, it is 5-4-3. They get the double play, but they do get the run. It's 3-1. So it's kind of a kind of think Glenn Hubbard now. 2 outs. Nobody on. Glenn Hubbard struck him out. So it's going to be 3-1 going to the 9th. St. Louis trying to get some insurance. So here we go. Bottom of the 8th, you have McBride, Cruz, and Simmons. So here's Bake McBride. McBride, that's going to be up the middle on a base hit. 11 straight games for Bake. Jose Cruz is 1 for 3. Cruz is on the ground. 6-3, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Here's Ted Simmons. 0 for 3. High into right field. And that's going to be a catch, 2 outs. Can they get in Bake McBride? Bernie Carbo, if he can get a hit. He's 2 for 3 today. Might add a little more insurance. Walked him. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Joe Torre, 1 for 2 and a walk. Big at bat at the pitch. Struck him out. That's it. Go to the 9th. This is Atlanta's last chance. So 9th inning. Kansas City and Texas. I'm watching that. Texas has a runner on first, nobody out. This is huge. So anyway, Matthews, Horner, and Murphy. Atlanta down. Al Hrabosky, the Mad Hungarian as they call him. 31 saves, trying to get number 32. We'll go to Gary Matthews, 1 for 3. This is really, really big. So Al Hrabosky, the Matthews, on the ground. We'll pick it up. It'll be Hrabosky covering one out. This is huge. We're going to have a one-game lead on Atlanta. Let's see how everybody else is doing. Now here is Bob Horner. Look at that. Texas might come back and win that one. Bob Horner, 48 home runs. Top of the ninth inning, one out. Hrabosky. To Horner. Struck him out. 2 outs. St. Louis is close to... They are close to sweeping. Philadelphia is now losing. That's big for Philadelphia. It opens up one of this if they end up losing. St. Louis 3, Atlanta 1. 2 outs. The pitch. Murphy will end the game like he did yesterday. Except yesterday he struck out. Murphy grounded out. And that's it. St. Louis, a huge win. A very, very big win. They'll come out and they will shake hands. They will shake hands. And I can't believe that it is 3-1 your final. Taking a look for Atlanta, Matthews, Horner, Puckaroba, and Ramirez with hits. Everybody else with donuts. For St. Louis, Carbo had 2 hits and Sizemore had 2 hits. The MVP was Rick Wise, who goes 8 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run. That was it. 5 strikeouts, no walks. A very good game. He scored a 75. Al Hrabosky gets the save. He goes an inning, 1 strikeout, didn't even give up a hit, 6 pitches. And that's it. So Doyle Alexander gets the loss. And now, look at this. This is huge. We're going to go over all the winners of these games. So here we go. The Padres beat the Nationals, no big thing. The Marlins win 6-0. That's big. San Francisco wins. That's big. I believe they clinch. St. Louis wins 3-1. We see that. Philadelphia comes back and they win. They were down 5-4. 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, 7-5. Arizona beats the Mets 4-3. That's a big win for them. Everybody winning in the National League. Chicago wins, no big deal. Cleveland. Texas wins with 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Let's see what Toronto does. The Yankees beat the Tigers. Toronto wins, they're going. Texas eliminated. 2 to go. Texas is, they're eliminated, and Toronto is tied Oakland, who lost to Seattle. So that's the big thing of that. Baltimore wins, and they take a lead over Kansas City. Let's take a look now at the standings. The regular season standings. All 5 teams in the American League are in. Baltimore and Kansas City are fighting with each other for home field. Team versus team. The American League, Baltimore is 6-6 versus Kansas City. So I don't know how they do it. Whereas Toronto here's Oakland. Against Toronto's 5-5. No, that's Texas. Toronto's 6-6. What do you do? I don't know. So they're gonna have the win there. Toronto, Oakland. Oakland, Kansas City, Baltimore there, and Minnesota. New York is first. San Francisco has clinched 6 in a row for San Francisco. Now Arizona, Philadelphia, and Florida. Here's the significance. Now St. Louis is one back of a playoff spot, and Atlanta is 2 back. Taking a look at the pennant chase, Arizona plays San Francisco. Arizona can be out of the playoffs if San Francisco sweeps, but San Francisco can only go to 5th. The Florida Marlins, they won one, but they are going down. Florida will play the Braves. The Mets will play St. Louis. So Florida will play the Braves. The Braves, there you see, they're 2 back. So Atlanta has to sweep Florida. If Atlanta loses a game, they're done. They have to win 3 in a row. If Atlanta wins 3 in a row, they're in. Now, if Florida needs to sweep to be in because St. Louis is 1 game behind. So they're going to be looking at, so it could be all tomorrow. How do they clinch? Florida wins and the Mets win tomorrow, and that's it. Everybody's in. And then the last game is just seeding. It's just seeding. So that's all that we have in this, and that's it. But that's it, the standings. Now, the last, looking at this right now, if it ended today, it would be San Francisco. It would be Florida at San Francisco and Philadelphia at Arizona in the first round. Toronto at Baltimore and Oakland at Kansas City. And then New York and Minnesota will have the bye. So that's it for us today. Have a great day. We'll see you all later.